Welcome back to another episode of Big Bear Boxing Convo, episode number 99. The conversation I want to get into today is Floyd Mayweather purposely overshadowing Gervonta Tank Davis before his upcoming fight with ROMERO because of apparent misunderstanding between the two. I'm going to break it all down in this video, so please stay tuned. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell.
Floyd has a press conference today, is that correct? For his fight?
Davis versus Romero.
Right, but
this ain't no coincidence, man. Today, man, Tank was talking about Floyd winning all his belt, and I was just brought to my attention. Floyd has said that I beat the best at 130, I beat the best at 135, now I'm going to beat the best at 140. Man, if this don't sound like Gervonta Tank Davis.
He's not here, is he?
I'm not here to talk about Floyd.
I'm just asking you.
Future Hall of Famer, the sensational 11-time world champion in 5 weight divisions. Please welcome the reigning, the defending, and the undefeated WCWA welterweight and super welterweight champion of the world, Floyd Mayweather.
Clarify a few things. You know, what's happening with Tank? Like, are you guys gonna resign him? Like, there's a lot of like people don't know
Tank
what's going on.
Tank has a huge fight
Yeah.
on May the 28th. That's what our focus is.
So you guys know how I break my videos down in 2 different rounds. So round 1 is Mayweather trying to outshine Tank Davis. And round 2 is Mayweather being disrespectful to Tank Davis and feeling like he owed him something. So let's jump into round 1. So everybody knows that Tank Davis has a huge fight coming up against ROMERO on May 28th, excuse me. And Mayweather announced that he has a fight in Dubai coming up on May the 14th against Don Moore, which he used to spar against Don Moore. But I feel like it's, we're going to get into being on the disrespectful part in round 2. But I feel like he's trying to outshine Gervonta Tank Davis with a move like this. If I'm a promoter, if I'm in Mayweather's shoes, I get having a competitive edge, and I feel like Mayweather still have a competitive edge. It reminds me a lot about what Michael Jordan is still doing to this day when it comes to certain things and trading players. He was well known, especially when he became the majority owner of the Charlotte. I think they were still called the Charlotte Bobcats, when he was trading certain players and basically mapping out the way the playoffs ended. In certain players like LeBron James and I think a few other players to where they could not win a championship. Actually, I think it was when LeBron James was in Miami when he did that. I think he missed out on one of the championships in Miami. But it kind of, Floyd Mayweather kind of reminds me of Michael Jordan when it comes to being competitive. That's one thing, though. But if you're a promoter and you want to see somebody do really well, why go against your own fighter? That's the only guy that he has on the list that fights up under the Mayweather banner that's worth any type of big ticket sale. So why are you ruining that? So I think it's more about breaking records and doing numbers. I think that Tank Davis he still will be a superstar without Mayweather. But it's hard for a lot of us to judge on the outside looking in. But I still see it being somewhat. It's kind of weird to me. I feel like Tank has done a lot for Mayweather. I know that Mayweather kind of pulled him along when, as far as putting him in a good position. I get it. But both of those guys have made a ton of money. I would say it's even. So why would you try to compete anywhere near the Tank Rolly fight? It's not. I think it's like a week, a week apart. So it was like 2 weeks apart. But even still, I feel like anytime that Mayweather throwing a show that everybody's going to watch, and I feel like he knows exactly what he's doing. A lot of other channels are calling him out on it as well, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm a huge Mayweather fan, but when right is right, wrong is wrong, and I feel like Tank Davis has did him a huge favor, and just being dedicated to the sport of boxing and just business wise too. I mean, Tank is only 27 years old, and he has not had a marquee fight to put him over that threshold as far as when it comes to legacy. And I feel like, yes, Tank, he's going to do numbers. Even the Rolly fight, a lot of people are like, why is he fighting Rolly and stuff like that? But I really feel like he can still pull off the numbers no matter who he fights. But he has to get the marquee fights to actually start to break the records of what Mayweather the benchmark that Mayweather set. But I feel like it's being super. When you do stuff like that, I feel like you are trying to outshine Tank. And I feel like as a promoter, if I was in Mayweather's shoes, I would never do that. I would always try to make sure the guy that I want to see break my records. He always say, I want to see people break my records. And then he come back and say, I don't want to see anybody break. I don't know if anybody can break my records. But I think Tank could be the closest one. I think that Canelo is on the heels of breaking a lot of those records as well. But let's get into round 2. So let's get into round 2. Is Mayweather being disrespectful to Tank Davis by announcing his upcoming fight with Don Moore before Tank Davis versus Rolly? And also, does he feel like Tank owe him anything? I want to start with the owing him something. A lot of times when people do something nice for someone, they want to hold it over your head for a lifetime instead of just genuinely doing something and moving on. I don't really know the case, but I'm just speaking in theory. That could be a possibility. I feel like that Tank, when he was on the lower end and Adrian Broner brought Tank to Mayweather's boxing gym, Mayweather had a chance to kind of work with him and talk with him and put him in a good position. And I think he kind of put him in a house or something, gave him some money and stuff like that. I think some jewelry. But a lot of times when you do something like that, it should be from the heart. You should not hold anything like that over a young kid. Because, eventually that kid is going to turn into a man, in which Tank Davis is clearly a man at 27 years of age. So it's kind of hard for me to say that, but it seems that it could be true. And also, just, like I say, Tank is a superstar. So as far as business goes, I feel like Tank has repaid Mayweather back 10 times over. I feel like as big of a star he is. And being dedicated to the sport of boxing, that should be enough. Me personally, I wouldn't even think twice about doing anything like that. But also the biggest thing with the disrespect, I think is disrespectful for the biggest star that fights up under your banner. You decide to announce your fight with someone else, with Don Moore, 2 weeks ahead of Gervonta Tank Davis versus Rolly. I feel like that's totally disrespectful as a promoter. I don't know if he's acting like a promoter boxer. I don't really know what's going on with Floyd. I know he's a businessman. He's a really good businessman. That's the reason why he can put on these exhibition shows and make more than more than any fighter. He still makes what Canelo makes in a real fight. So obviously he still has the business prowess to get in there and mix it up and put on the show, put on a good performance and stuff like that. But I feel like sometimes, especially with somebody only 27 years of age, I feel like he should let Tank shine. I feel like he put him in a good position. Yes, he's helping him out. He helped him out when Tank was not that big of a star when he was fighting before they actually started airing his fights. But I feel like, as far as what Tank has accomplished in the sport of boxing, I feel like it should be respected by the fans and also Mayweather. But I think everything will come to a head as far as when the Rolly versus Tank fight is over with, because you can see what Tank says. I'm pretty sure he don't want to get too far ahead of Rolly. He say respect Rolly. He knows it's a dangerous fight. But like I said, you still got to keep an open mind and say, hey, look, this could all be a ploy for us to buy tickets. But I feel like a lot of people will buy tickets anyway, because anytime that Tank steps into the ring, a lot of people are going to buy tickets regardless. And I feel like he can almost fight just about anybody and people are still going to pay for it, even though he does not have a marquee fight on his resume. But you guys let me know what you think about this one down in the comments below. That's going to conclude another episode of Big Bear Boxing Convo, episode number 99. You guys let me know what you think about this topic down in the comments below. If you want to see what I'm wearing, shoptachi.com. Follow me on all social media platforms that I currently own. Links will be down in the descriptions below. I always want to thank you guys for giving me the motivation to give you the best in boxing when it comes to content. Also, please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell. With all that out of the way, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Big Bear Boxing Convo.